The Lorax, Avatar, and Before the Flood. Do you know what these famous movies have in common? Here, I'll give you a hint. 4 picks, 1 word. Did you get it? If so, then you're correct. It's climate change. But what exactly is climate change? Climate change is a long-term change in the average weather patterns that have come to define Earth's local, regional, and global climates. According to the U.S. Global Change Research Program in 2018, climate change evidence can be found everywhere, from the top of the atmosphere to the bottom of the oceans, using satellites and network of weather balloons and thermometers and other monitoring devices. Scientists and engineers from all around the world have methodologically collected this evidence. Evidence of climate change is also visible in the observed and measured changes in the location and behavior of species and the functioning of ecosystems. Taken together, this evidence tells us that the planet is warming, and over the last half-century, this warming has been driven primarily by human activity. Multiple lines of evidence show that human activities are the principal cause of these past 50 years of global warming.
With that being said, you might be wondering, how did we even end up in this situation? How are we the cause of all this? To help you understand, let us show you some clips about what the Earth used to look like. You see, life before climate change is not so hot. The ice caps are still intact, they're not melting, and there were less extreme weather conditions like typhoons and blizzards. But this all changed when humans started to cut down trees, drive more vehicles, use more energy like electricity, and burn all kinds of things.
How do these activities affect climate change, you may ask? Well, you see, there is this what we call the greenhouse effect. The greenhouse effect is a process that occurs when gases in the Earth's atmosphere trap the sun's heat. This process makes Earth much warmer than it would be without an atmosphere. The greenhouse effect is one of the things that makes Earth a comfortable place to live. But do you know the famous saying that states too much of something is never a good thing? Well, that applies to the greenhouse effect. Because too much of it can cause a lot of the sun's energy to stay in our atmosphere and heat the Earth at an accelerating rate. And the human activities that were presented earlier contribute to that greenhouse effect through greenhouse gases.
Now we know that climate change is a problem because it triggers intense droughts, storms, heat waves, rising sea levels, and it harms animals. But what are we doing to stop it? Seems like there's nothing. Since recently, scientists reported that fossil fuels are rapidly taking over our motherland, and this has already caused much loss of corals, forests, and diminished biodiversity. Also, based on the latest statistical chart, the global surface temperature was 0.89 degrees Celsius or 1.60 degrees Fahrenheit higher in January 2022 than the 20th century average, according to this chart. The last 8 Januaries from 2015 to 2022 are among the top 10 warmest on record. With a cold start to the year, there's just a 10% possibility that 2022 will be the hottest year ever. Temperatures in regions of South America were substantially warmer than average in January 2022. Much of the Atlantic, Indian, and Western Pacific Oceans have much above average temperatures. Temperatures in North America, Northern Africa, India, and the Pacific Ocean were cooler than average.
Remember, we recently celebrated Earth Day and some of us shed light on this matter. But why can't every day be Earth Day? With that, as citizens of the Philippines, as humans on this planet, we must start taking action before it's too late. Thankfully, our government has already implied some laws that will help us in the future. And these are the Climate Change Act of 2009 or Republic Act 9729, Philippine Green Jobs Act of 2016 or Republic Act 10771, and Philippine Development Plan 2017 to 2022. Since we are just simple citizens and we can't make laws to help mitigate climate change, here are 5 ways to help lessen climate change in our little way.
First is to ride cars less.
since cars are one of the main contributors to carbon output, which is a greenhouse gas. It is much smarter to ride it less, or much better, invest in bicycles since not only will it get you to exercise, you will also lessen your carbon footprint.
Second, reducing your energy use. Turning off lights and appliances when you don't need them, replacing light bulbs with LEDs or other low-energy lights, and making simple changes to how you use hot water, like buying a water-efficient shower head, are some of the ways you can conserve energy. Reduce your carbon footprint and lessen your energy bills.
Third, cut consumption and waste. Since everything we use as consumers has a carbon footprint, we should avoid single-use things and quick fashion and try not to buy more than we need. We should also look for used or high-quality items that will last for a long period. You may also repair and reuse items, as well as utilize your purchasing power to support brands that share your new green goals.
Fourth, plant trees. This may be one of the most important things you can do, even you're just a kid. You can help in your parents' gardening, or you can join organizations that are planting trees to help restore forests and absorb carbon dioxide, lower the level of air pollution, and reduce flood risk by absorbing surface rainwater.
Lastly, the fifth way is to make your voice heard. We can only do so much when we are alone, but if we spread awareness through protest or even social media and have more people willing to save the earth, then we will be able to do much more. It's just like they say, the more the merrier. In addition, if we can be heard by those who are in power, they can pass laws or take action in improving climate change.
If we keep up with these simple ways and we take responsibility for our actions, we will eventually help our Mother Earth survive, and it will help maintain peace and order in our community in a way that we humans will receive comfort and assurance for the safety of our world, and our ecosystems will be maintained. Additionally, against the extinction war and climate catastrophes, the planet will once again be at peace. The Philippines is already experiencing the effects. Typhoons are getting stronger, pollution is everywhere, and the air quality is already unhealthy for us. As responsible citizens of the country, we may lessen the effects and prevent flooding, bad air quality, and many more problems that the country experiences due to inclement weather and the damages to our forests.